The colony we are going to present today is New Hampshire colony. New Hampshire colony was a colony of England and later a British province in North America. It has a nickname called the Granite State because of its numerous quarries. It's located next to Massachusetts and Maine, and it's on the current northeast of the United States. Portsmouth was a major city of New Hampshire. It was called Portsmouth because in 1623 a fishing settlement was built at the river's mouth. It was first called Piscataqua because of the river's name. It was an important colonial seaport, noted for fur trading and shipbuilding.
The New Hampshire colony had cold winters and mild summers. The New Hampshire colony's geography included mountains and low coastal regions. Lots of animals lived there, for example, black bears, rice cats, mink, raccoons, weasels, bats, deer, folktails, and mice were there. The New Hampshire colony relied heavily on natural resources such as fish, whales, fur, and wood. Agriculture was limited as most of the land was not flat and not rocky. Settlers made a living by growing wheat, corn, rye, soybeans, and various crops.
Now we're going to talk about society and government. The ethnic group lived in the New Hampshire colony. The ethnic group that lived there was the Western Abenaki. They have a good relationship between England settlers and sales advertisers. The social classes. There were three social classes in New Hampshire. There were the gentry, the middle, and the poor classes. Roles and power would reduce accordingly. The religions are practiced by the colonists. The Puritans dominate New England and colony New Hampshire. They did not tolerate any other form of religion.
New Hampshire became a province of the colony of Massachusetts and was called the Upper Province of Massachusetts. Puritan Christianity was the dominant religion in the New England colonies. There was no religious tolerance or freedom. Massachusetts Bay Puritans believed in the separation of church and state, but not of state and God. One of the legacies of the American and French revolutions at the close of the 18th century was the separation of religion and state.
New Hampshire was established as a solitary colony. Captain John was granted a charter by the New England Council. The Puritans of Massachusetts Bay also contributed to the colony's establishment. Indeed, for a time, the colonies of Massachusetts Bay and New Hampshire were joined. The governor, his advisors, and a representative parliament comprised the government. Residents could vote every 10 years on the issue of holding a convention to consider constitutional amendments.
Now we'll be talking about history. The settlement in New Hampshire started in 1622 following the granting of the territory between the Sagadahoc and Merrimack rivers. In 1623, Captain John Mason sent David Thompson, Edward Hilton, and Thomas Hilton to build a fishing colony, that is, New Hampshire, at the mouth of the Piscataqua River.
They faced many difficulties as of shortage, diseases, and illness. Establishing contacts with the surrounding Powhatan Indians and the lack of trained works were all issues for the early settlers. Mountains, forests, and rivers abound, but the poor rocky soil makes farming difficult and unsuited for crops. Um, First immigrants to arrive were fishermen. Um, Fishermen were the first to settle in the area, coming around 1623. They built a fort and fish processing facilities and named the area Panaway Plantation. In 1629, some of the inhabitants left Panaway Plantation and established Strawberry Bank. Strawberry Bank would later be replaced by Portsmouth. One of the major events that happened with the colony was when the first explorers began arriving in the New England area in the early 1600s. They found most of what is known as New Hampshire. Native Americans populated most of the country. Captain John Mason was granted the land in the New World, and he named the new colony Hampshire County, England after his homeland. Mason established a fishing colony in the new land by sending immigrants there.
The two Native American groups inhabited in the New Hampshire are the Abenaki and the Western Pennacook. The Abenaki are patrilineal, and each man had different hunting territories inherited through their father, and the Pennacook's economy depended on hunting, fishing, and planting corn. They mostly lived in wigwams made of birch bark, and some lived in fort-built villages of longhouses.
The New England colonies had a very different relationship with the natives, one which involved alliances and trade. Throughout history, these alliances and revolts have affected the way the colonies developed from Jamestown to Con- Connecticut. These alliances and revolts have affected the way the colonies developed from Jamestown to Connecticut.
Economy. Major industry and businesses. In the New Hampshire colony, the major industry and business were fishing, livestock farming, potato farming, and building ships. Major imports and exports the colony have. The colony major exports were fish, maize for the navy. The colony major imports were mollusks, sugar, gold coins, and bills from the exchange from the West Indies. Product and resource in New Hampshire. The major natural resource of New Hampshire was the forest. It was used to mast and shipbuilding.
Thank you.